Hello and good morning. Yeah, had some weird stuff happen today. Just to let you know, I was out there singing live in the real world. I couldn't log well, I could log into Facebook, but I couldn't. Every time I hit the live on my computer, it said error. Every time I tried to use the camera on my phone would crash. Not saying anything, like conspiracy theory stuff, but that was just pretty weird that both my phone and my computer would not let me use the camera function. I've gone through and updated everything. I guess once is an anomaly, of course. But this just kind of, what this really solidifies why it's so important for us to be out there singing real voices in the real world. Technology is fragile. If our internet goes down, if we can't log in, we can't actually make the difference that we're trying to make here. We have to be out there being leaders in our own life. It's great to follow and to sing along, but it's more important to lead and lead the people around you. This is, I guess, to me, an example. I'm an eternal optimist, but an example of why it's so important to get real voices out there sharing this message in the real world. So on that note, I do apologize. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I couldn't log into either my computer for Facebook or my phone for Facebook or Instagram. What I will say, however, is I had some great things happen yesterday. Right after I was on here with you guys yesterday, I got one of the nicest messages I've ever gotten. And you know what? I've been picking up the phone a lot more instead of just talking on here. And a lady, Pam, out in Stromness, Ontario, the raging metropolis, sent me a very nice message. And I just said, hey, you know what are you doing right now? Let's talk on the phone. And when we got on the phone, she told me that she sang along yesterday. She stepped out on her back porch, and she heard someone else singing too. She heard another voice, a real voice, in the real world. And that just shows to me how much every voice counts. That was the best thing that I've heard in weeks, that she stepped out on her back porch and heard somebody else singing. She didn't know who it was, but it doesn't matter. That is the unity that I'm talking about. Something else great happened. I talked to Kelly Murphy, who I said yesterday her and her entire faculty sang on the call, on their conference call a couple of days ago. They all stood up and sang the national anthem. I found out there was 98 teachers on that call and the principal, and they've decided to actually make a movie or a video and send it out to their entire student body to get all of their students singing with them. There's something like 600 plus students that they're going to be sending it out to, which is absolutely phenomenal. I love that. And the good news kept rolling. I was outside last night cooking on my barbecue at 7:30. And all of a sudden, I started hearing this insane yelling and noise happening, and I didn't know what was happening. And I realized it was everyone beating their pots and pans and hooting and hollering at 7:30 last night. And it was one of the most moving experiences of my life. I have to say, I saw a neighbor walk out to see what the noise was, just like I did, and she started beating on her pots and pans, and I did too. I started beating on the barbecue. I'm sorry, Dominic, because you're probably getting it after I move out of here, and I put a couple of dents in the top of it, but that's okay. The whole point is unity, offline, in the real world. To hear all of those people last night beating their pots and pans, of course, I teared up. To know that somebody else was singing out in the real world and heard just a random voice from their backyard singing along with them, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if I was blocked this morning or some sort of weird technology anomaly happened, but the fact is I couldn't get on here. And that's why it's so important to not follow my lead, but to create your own lead and be out there doing exactly this, sharing the message of unity. Be your pots and pans at 7:30 at night, sing the national anthem at 9 in the morning. Whatever you can do to show people you exist in the real world, and we get off of this technology. The technology is great if we're using it the right way. But this morning, not being able to log in on my camera or my computer just shows how fragile this technology is. We need to be out there for each other, real voices in the real world. One thing I will say, and I wouldn't call it a bad moment yesterday, but certainly something that made me stop and I really took it to heart as my friend and I were talking and having a good time. And hey, Kimberly, and he said, "Well, it's not like the world's going to end." And I stopped him right there and I said, "You do realize that the world has already ended." Good morning, Charmaine. The world we knew 3 weeks ago will never exist again. What we shape out of this is entirely up to us. If we want a world of unity and strong values and people coming together, we have the opportunity to create that right now. Hearing that wave of noise sweep across the city last night was incredible. I live right downtown Toronto, and the Raptors won the championship last year, and it was nothing compared to what I was hearing last night. The cheers, the support, the thanks to all of the frontline workers, and just people being out there for each other. It was absolutely phenomenal and one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. And the best part is it was real life. It's not for a sport. It's not for a game. It's for people who are out there putting their lives on the line for us right now. And I know you saw or probably saw the news alerts yesterday from the Ford government putting out the possible projections for the spread of coronavirus and all that jazz. Here's the thing. They're possibilities. Absolutely, they're possibilities. But they are not our current reality. We've seen pretty much the entire fall of capitalism in the last 3 weeks and a wave of socialism sweeping over the country where we're trying to take care of each other. And this isn't about politics. Morning, Dave. This isn't about politics, but what it is a realization that our system is broken. And now we get to fix it. Think about the kids who are little right now who are experiencing this for the first time. They're not going to know the way that the world was. So what we have to do, what we have the responsibility to do as leaders in our own communities, in our own families, is to instill those values and morals now so that when the next generation comes up, they inherit a world that's better than the one that we got. Because the one that we got just broke. Straight up. So I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I'm sorry I missed it this morning. Like I said, I couldn't get into my cameras or my videos or Facebook or Instagram for some reason. I felt completely blocked. It was really, really strange. I am considering getting a VPN blocker. I'm not going to say that I'm that important that somebody would try and block me from Facebook, but it was definitely strange. And I've had some conversations with influencers where they've had somewhat similar experiences to what I just experienced. So I won't keep you here. I will say real voices in the real world, and every voice counts. Whether I'm on here or not, I'm still singing. I promise you. I sang out as loud as I could. My neighbor's dog barking in the background, and I forgot the words, and it doesn't matter because I went out there for you. I went out there for me. I went out there for all of us. And you need to do the same. We need to come together now because the world is being shaped by every decision we make during this time. And also, you can see I'm not always wearing a suit. I only do that to get up out of bed and start my day the right way for you, for me, for all of us coming together. I just didn't know, when I first started doing it, I didn't know what to wear. So I figured, why not look my best? Anyhow, sorry about this morning. Like I said, once is an anomaly. If it happens again, you're welcome. You're welcome, Stevie. If it happens again, then that's strange, and I'm definitely going to get a VPN blocker on my computer so that it won't happen again, hopefully. But I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Until then, I love you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to join in on the live video before I go, just give me a shout today. Pick up the phone and call me, and I will put you in on the live video, and I'm pretty sure we can do like both of us singing at the same time. I'd love to have some people singing with me, so I just don't feel like such a weirdo out here by myself. Anyhow, I love you. I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Talk soon.